Hi guys, reviewing trades for today, January 22nd. Today was a loss day. I took a few trades that wasn't that good or thought through. So we'll start with TSM. Today TSM gapped up. I had a long bias on this stock, and today as it came back over the VWAP, actually no, when it came down here, I got in and I got out as it came back over the VWAP. I did Tesla puts today. I was thinking that Tesla was gonna cover break and go lower, so I did wanna red bar ignored play where I got in as it broke the green bar ignored because it had this huge green bar and then came all the way back and then had another green bar and took it out. Initially, it was in a lot. However, I did not see that there was a trend line right here that it bounced off and came back up. I got into it again right here, and it initially went up a lot against me. I should have actually been out probably around here, and then but I didn't, and then it came down, and I got out for a small gain. So totally, it was just a small loss, 800. Um, I shouldn't have been in this stock. Um, this is an inside day, close to the moving average. And all the moving averages are flat, and I think that I from now on should only trade stocks that aren't in the dead center. I did QCOM calls. The QCOM call play was basically over here as the 5 minute came up. It was looking like it was holding right here, and I wanted to do a buy setup because same time Anmol did Nvidia. So I thought that QCOM is in the same sector and it was stronger than Nvidia, so probably it's gonna actually keep going higher. However, it didn't, so I got out for a small loss. I did Microsoft puts. Um, my thought process was that it had a failed buy setup right here after doing average days trading range. Um, I was right here into the support, and initially I had 30 cents, but I didn't take it. So it came back up and I had to get out for a small loss. I did Meta, both puts and calls. This stock wasn't good either to trade today. Um, my call play was actually right here as it went higher. My thought process was that it was still not at resistance, which was over here, and the 5 minute had come in. So as it dipped down and came back up, I got into calls and I got out for a small gain of 30 cents. Then I did Meta puts. Meta puts was right here. This was a 5 minute continuation play with a change of direction, trading um, lower than the VWAP, failed 15 minute and 5 minute buy setup into the declining moving average that immediately rejected and took out the bottom. I got in right here. It came back up, but as it came back down into the 65 minute support, I got out for a gain. I did Google calls. This was in the group. We did it together. I don't really remember what it was. We did calls on it was right here, going higher. I did coin, and coin I did 3 times actually, and I was actually up a fair bit before I was coming down. So the first one was this breakage of trend line. Um, Coinbase wasn't a good trade either because it's an inside day, and I should avoid inside days. However, this was a failure to go higher, respecting the declining moving averages, and then taking out this green bar that was a topping tail. So I was in it, and it came down, and I got a small gain. Then also, when it came back down, up and touched the um, 5 minute and then rejected it, I got into puts again with a stop right here. At first, I got out of half here. Then, when it took it out, it was actually quite violent. So I actually lost everything. So that was bad. BA was, I tried to go short on BA. The thing was, it was weaker than the market and it had this bottoming test and then took it out. So I got in right here and it immediately turned against me and I got out. This wasn't a good play either. BA, I have actually a long bias and I missed that this was the 65 minute and it was kind of respecting the 65. So I shouldn't have been in this due to the 65 minute coming higher. I was in Amazon puts. Now Amazon puts, I got out for break even, and this was called in the room. And then I was in AMD puts. This was just me changing puts because this one was not that good. The change of the puts I got in right here as it took out the green bar and tries to touch the 5 minute 9 EMA. I got out here for a little bit of a profit, and that was because the 15 minute was actually creeping up right here, so I got out before it touched it. And then I did Apple puts. Apple today was really shitty for me. I was in this yesterday long for calls, and I got out today for a little bit of gain on my swing trade account. However, here I was being chopped out and in all the time. I got in puts right here, thinking that okay, it failed to go higher, touched 65 and probably wants to go lower and touch the low. However, it just came back up. And then I thought, okay, over here, it looks like it wants to go higher and break out. I kind of had a mini breakout right here and it didn't. So it just chopped around and now it's actually going up. The reason why I got out of my daily calls is because it has earnings later this week. No, yeah, in 8 days, and I didn't want to stay in if it kind of chopped around and I had to get out for a loss because the earnings was coming up. On my other account, on my other swing trade account, which I'm actually up about 1K, I took profits on TRGP, and I actually re-entered this trade later in the day. So TRGP had touched it. I got in right here. I actually added when it broke it the second time, and then I got out here at the bottom. I got in right here as it did another sell setup, me thinking that it's probably gonna go lower, but we'll see. It's possible that it's gonna go higher now, and then I'll probably get out if it takes out this, but I'm not really sure. I actually think that the stop still is right here, so we'll see. Might not be such a good trade with this bottoming tail forming, even though it looks like a 15-minute kind of a sell setup. But yeah. So, um, otherwise, I am still in JetBlue. as a long play. JetBlue was a trend line break. I actually got in as it touched this lower trend line right here. My thought process is that the weekly looked higher, um, and as it touched the weekly moving average that's coming up, I was thinking it's going to push higher and come up here. So we'll see. Uh, all in all, slight negative day uh, with both accounts accounted for. However, uh, still loss.